And please take it away. And your
Oh, okay, good. Okay, thank you, Derek. Thank you for joining me today during this section. We're going to talk a little bit about how MLS play a crucial role supporting teaching during this pandemic. So, my name is Ludwig Atiobe. I'm software developer at Utah State University. Computer system analyst. We will divide this presentation into two different sections. So during the first section, we're going to talk a little bit about the problem we had at Utah State. And in the second section, how we solve the problem, how we implement a solution for that problem. So feel free to stop me anytime if you have a question, but you can also email me your question if you didn't get a chance to ask those questions during this presentation. Okay. What was the problem we had at Utah State University? I think this image looks familiar to all of us. We're not going to talk about COVID today, but the challenges caused by COVID pandemic during those past 2 years. So we know that this pandemic has pushed everybody to innovate or to change the way they live, the way they do things in a very short period of time. So at Utah State, we had the same problem. So basically, what was the issue we're having at Utah State during this pandemic? The first challenge we had at Utah State is the mask. We cannot mandate mask for students at Utah State. The second one was the vaccine. There is no way we can mandate vaccine at Utah State. And our classroom does not have adequate space for distance, physical distancing. So students cannot respect physical distancing during the classroom section. And there is a mandate that we have to teach at least 70% of our class face-to-face. So with this pandemic affecting every single aspect of our life, how can we ensure a safe teaching environment for student, faculty member, and also for staff? Well, let me share with you the solution we have. So the goal is to keep class, in-person class as much as possible. So to do that, we create a guideline at Utah State. Let me show you. The guideline is called Classroom Exposure Guideline, simple. So again, the goal is to reduce as much as possible the disruption of in-person classes as much as possible during this school year. So the guideline will be applied just to class that has a face-to-face component like IVC, traditional blending face-to-face. And this guide has 3 different phases. Let me explain to you. The first one is the red. So the class is red, that means remote only. A class will be moved to red status because there is in-class COVID exposure. So the case containment team is not able to accurately do the contact tracing. That is one reason. The second thing we need to know about the red status is the case containment team is the one who made the decision to move class to red. And the class is still red until the instructor is clear to and notified to be able to teach face-to-face again. So the orange status, that means is a recovery process. During this process, a class is, the instructor is clear to teach face-to-face class. So individual in the classroom means student also will be able to join the class when they are clear also. And during this time, the instructor will accommodate students who are not attending face-to-face class with online material like lecture capturing. So the green status is the last one. That means everything is normal. The student will attend class normally and there is no disruption in those classes. So this is the protocol or the guideline Utah State have put in place. basically 2 weeks before school start. So how can we implement such a guideline before school start? So what do we need to do that? First thing we need is just a little recapitulation. We need to know where the student was sitting in the classroom. We need to identify who has been exposed to COVID. We need to know who is sitting near the person who has been exposed to COVID. If there is too many cases in the class we cannot contain, we just turn the class to remote. And to do that, we will need to put label like seat number on each table in classrooms. So how do we implement the solution for that? How can we implement such a guideline in environment already familiar with the student, the faculty members? Well, we do it by using the LTI integration. So to successfully manage contact tracing, when there is a positive case in classroom, the case containment team to know exactly where the student was sitting. So let me show you an example, one of our classroom. This is one of our classroom. So you can see, I'm not sure you can see it, but our classroom team has done a great job by putting seat number and on the rows and on the seat for each student. So basically we've been able to cover about, I think 140 classroom and add seat number to about 8,000 or 9,000 seats. So it was a big deal. So when we do that, this is the first part of the implementation, like add seat number, roles to everything. So the second part of the implementation would be developing the LTI. The LTI integration will be the second part. So just so you know, we will not be able, we are not recording any student health data on our website. IT is the one who is taking care of that. So the first tool I'm going to show you is called the sitting chart tool. Let me show you. This is it. The sitting chart tool is installed in class with more than 10 students in the classroom, because we think that with less than 10, it will be easy to contain COVID in those classrooms. So what will happen is a student will be able to go in his classroom and add a row number and a seat number and the class type and record a seat. The case containment will use those information to do the contact tracing. So just so the tool is designed such a way that we can have a duplicate in the classroom, because there is multiple reasons why student will want to change a seat or delete a seat. We didn't want to deal with all those edge cases. So we allow them to save a duplicate, and every single seat is tagged with a date. So if there is need to do a contact tracing, we will probably use the latest recorded seat for that student. So let me show you exactly how the tool, the first one, works. Let me bring my right here. So as a student, you come in the classroom, say, okay, I want to be in the A1, and the seat number will be 5. You select your class and you enter your seat and you record. Simple and easy for the student. This tool is a user-based, so as a student, you can see all the seats from all your classroom. This is the first tool we built to help the student and case containment team. So let's move to the second tool we built to do that. The second tool we built to do that is called a sitting chart viewer. This is just for the faculty member to help them know exactly who is sitting where in the classroom, and yeah, simple. They don't have any control over the tool. The only thing they need to do is to remind the student to go and put the seat number, so the case containment team can be able to track them. The next tool we've built is the how do you call it? The sitting chart administration tool. The administration tool is a little bit more complicated is used by the case containment team actually. And just so you know, this whole thing was happening 2 weeks before school started. So they asked to build this tool. Let me show you how the tool works. And if you have questions, you can ask me. So as a case containment team manager or team members, you come here, you can, the first thing you will see is the current status. So all the courses that have been flagged already will show up right here. And here you can also see, you can turn the class in red if the class is already green and you wanted to turn in red because there is a COVID case in the class you cannot contain. The tool will also give you the list of the section in that course. If you come here and say, okay, I want to see the section in this course, you'll see how many sections you have in the course. You can also see all the information about the course, like how many teachers we have in the course, how many students we have in the course, and the history, the status history for that specific course. This is a demo course, so we have a bunch of status. And also here you can see send a notification. So when the class is turned to a red or green or orange, we need to notify the student in the classroom that, okay, your class is remote only because COVID case, you're not coming to class. And you send a notification here and it will blast a message to all the students in your class, in the classroom, and the teacher too. Also, you can come here and say, okay, I want to see the seat information. So when you click on the seat information, it will just load the class roster for you with every student where they're sitting in the classroom, even with those duplicate seats, the email and then phone number. You see all those information. So we give them the possibility to download this information as a CSV, or also we use Signal Vine to send a text message to student. So we download this as a CSV and we upload in Signal Vine. So when you click on surrounding, for instance, it will show you the class type. If it's main class, recitation, or others, it will show you the seat students have recorded for those classes. And when you select the seat number, it will loop through the database and give you the list of students who are sitting around that specific student. So we build it such a way that the tool will just find students sitting 2 seats each side, left, right, diagonally. It will find just 2 students sitting on those sides for the students that have been exposed to COVID-19. So we gather those informations and we use it to do the contact tracing. So the second tab will be how we flag the first point, the first time we flag the course at the first time. So you come here and you say, okay, I want to look for fall courses and search by course name, let's say ITLS courses, and it will loop through Canvas and bring you all the ITLS courses. You can find the course by a specific name. You find all the information you need about the course. You make sure this is the right course, and you flag the course as red, orange, or yellow. Or yellow if you want. And this part of the tool has basically the same information. The second tab has to make it easier for the case containment team. So the next tool we've built to help during this COVID is the Accommodation Dashboard tool. So why do we have an Accommodation Dashboard tool? So let's say during the green status, it is possible to still have students that have been in contact with someone who has COVID and they are in isolation or quarantine. Those students will be identified through this tool in the classroom. So as a teacher, you come in your classroom, you launch the tool and you see just the list of students that have been exposed to COVID when the quarantine is supposed to start for them and when the quarantine is supposed to end for them, how many days they have left in the quarantine. So during this time, you can, as a teacher, provide material to that student and share assignment with the student till the end of the quarantine, and he return back to classroom. This tool also is really simple and easy to use. It will tell you if you have a new case in your classroom with this red alert button, and it will also send you, if you click on this icon, it will send you directly to the student profile, so you know exactly who you are dealing with. And One of the last tool we built to help during this COVID case here at Utah State is the reporting tool. So we want to also to include deans, the vice presidents, the head of each department to help also with the setting chart tool and tracking student with COVID cases in the classroom. So this tool will provide to them, if you are a dean or an admin, the information you need to know. If you're a dean, it will just show you information about your department. How many red courses you have, orange, how many courses you have in total, how many students have filled up the assignment, and how many students haven't filled up their assignment. And so as a dean, you can just push back on the head of the department who will push back on the teacher. And the same information also will be given to the head of the department. They only see the course in the department and do the same thing. So basically, this is the tool we've built to help during this pandemic at Utah State University. So a number, the last time I talked to the case containment team, 28 the number of classroom we have been able to prevent to go to remote just by using those tools. We provide accommodation to students through those tools who are in quarantine. Also, we give a report to the head of the department to help them know exactly what is happening in the classroom. Basically, this is it. Thank you. Do you have any question?
One question I had is how long did it take to set up this dashboard? It seems very intricate.
Took 2 weeks to build all that. Did I answer your question?
Yes, wow.
Yeah, took 2 weeks. So, yeah. To be honest, we have the first week when we launched the tool, we had a few problems. You know, we haven't been able to test the tool, especially among the students. So some student will for instance, turn off the cookies. The tool use cookies. So it was a little difficult to track down the problem. So the first 2 days, we had some students who were complaining, I cannot record my seat. I cannot record my seat, and figure out the track down. I mean, the remove, I mean, the lock, the ability to set cookies. So we solved that. We have, yeah, I think that's basically the biggest issue we have during the first 2 days. But after that, when you fix that, the team have been settled down and students are using it. Any other questions? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.